Video.
Hello?
Visible.
It is visible, sir. Please carry on.
Sir, visible, sir.
Visible ಇದೆ sir ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹಂಗೆ.
Yes, sir. It is visible. Please carry on, sir.
Yeah. Very good morning to all the participants. It is my great. Sir, is it audible, sir?
It is audible, sir. Please carry on, sir. It is audible.
Yeah. Very good morning to all the participants, and it gives me a great pleasure to extend you all a warm welcome on behalf of Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited for the today's celebration of Energy Conservation Week 2020 at Hassan College. The initially Energy Conservation Act was enacted by Government of India on 1st September 2001, but actually it came into effect in March 2002. The main objective of the EC Act is to provide necessary legal framework for promoting energy conservation measures in the country. So this EC Act, which lead to creation of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, that is Central Nodal Agency at the central level, and the SDS, that is State Designated Agencies like CREDL at the state level, to coordinate, promote, and initiate the necessary provisions in the EC Act. The Government of Karnataka has designated Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited as a state designated agency in 2004. So what is energy conservation? The energy conservation is the scientific method of decreasing the quantity of energy used while achieving the civil outcome at the end use. And energy efficiency is achieved when energy intensity in a specific product, process, or area of production or a consumption is reduced without affecting output, consumption, or a comfort level. In a very simply say, energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same function. Video.
Sir, ನಮ್ದು screen share ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ.
I will give a very simple example. If you turn off a light when you are leaving the room, it means you are practicing energy conservation. For energy efficiency is a very good example. If you replace the existing inefficient incandescent bulbs by more energy efficient LED lamp, it means you are practicing energy efficiency. These are some of the examples of comparison of lumens output, color rendering index, and the life of a specific lighting gadgets. The incandescent bulb lumens per watt is 10 lumens per watt, and the life is around 1000 working hours. To compare the same with energy efficient LED, LED lumens per watt is 100 lumens per watt nowadays. Nowadays, even 120 lumens per watt is also available, and typical life is more than 50,000 hours. I will give a very simple example. For example, 60 watt incandescent bulb will give you the lumens output of 600 lumens total. For the same, if you use 9 watt LED bulb, it will give you 900 lumens. The energy savings is 60 minus 9 is a 51 watts is the energy savings. So energy savings, energy cost savings, as well as the mitigation of CO2 emission to the atmosphere also can be avoided by using energy efficient lighting gadgets. The National Action Plan on Climate Change, the Prime Minister's National Action Plan on Climate Change was released on 30th June 2008. There are 8 missions: National Solar Mission, National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency, National Mission for Sustainable Habitat, National Water Mission, National Mission for Sustaining Himalayas Ecosystem, National Mission for Green India, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, National Mission for Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change. The India's nationally determined contribution target, this is as per the Paris Agreement, Climate Change Agreement, there are 3 nationally determined contribution targets. Number 1 is reduction of emission intensity by 33 to 35% by 2030 from 2005 level. Number one. Number two is achieving 175 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2022. So as far as the Karnataka is concerned, as of now, the RE commissioned capacity is 14,971 megawatt, which is almost 49.7% of the total installed capacity. And share of non-fossil fuel based capacity in the electricity mix is aimed at above 40% by 2030. But in our state, electricity mix is almost 49, almost 50% now. See, point number 2 and 3, we already the overachievers as well as the Karnataka is concerned. Now we have to concentrate on reduction of emission intensity, and global warming is a main alarming situations in the state.
Hello, sir. Kindly unmute, sir. Kindly unmute, sir. Hello, sir. Kindly unmute.
Now it is okay?
Yes, sir. Please, please.
Yeah. To promote energy conservation and energy efficiency in government of in Karnataka, the GOK has issued many mandatory notifications. Number one is first letter. Number one is Constitution of Energy Conservation Fund. That was issued in 2007. On 13/11/2000, they issued mandatory of solar water heating system. I think you might have all know that. So without installing solar water heater, where the site area is 1,200 square feet and above, the DISCOMs servicing authority, they will not arrange power service to your domestic house. And efficient use of energy efficient pump sets is mandatory now. And energy conservation building code for commercial building. So this was prepared by CREDL and it was notified by Government of Karnataka on 27/11/2014, and it came into effect from that date. And the mandatory use of LED lights in all government buildings. So I don't know what about Asna University College. I hope, I think they already used LED, started using LED lights. So, and mandatory use of an BE4 or 5-star rated for irrigation pump set and for all irrigation and drinking water schemes. Now it is mandatory, and all government entities are already procuring BE4 or 5-star rated energy efficient pump sets, and mandatory use of 5-star electrical appliances in all government and public undertaking departments, and mandatory use of BE4 or 5-star rated distribution transformer. And you have to set the air conditioner temperature. Recently, we issued one notification from GOK on 2019 to set the air conditioner operating temperature 24 or 25 degrees centigrade instead of keeping at 18 or 19 degrees centigrade. The reason is that the human body temperature is 35 degrees centigrade. The tolerance of human body temperature from 23 to maximum of 39 degrees centigrade. To keeping in health point of view, if the if the room temperature goes below 23 or above 39 degrees centigrade, the body starts reacting either by sneezing or by shivering. So in view of health point of view, you have to keep the AC temperature at 24 degrees centigrade. This is the instruction from Government of India, and in Government of Karnataka also we already issued a notification in this regard. And the second advantage is every 1 degree rise in temperature, at least you can save 6% of electricity. And the updated version of ECPC also recently we are notified for all government buildings where the connected load is 100 kilowatt and above. So in addition to that, a lot of demonstration projects and some enforcement activities also in the state, the CREDL has already undertaken. And this, as far as the Energy Conservation Week is concerned, the CREDL every year is many activities are being organized by CREDL with the support of some engineering colleges and other degree colleges and veterinary colleges, schools, and we are distributing prizes to them, and we are providing some sponsorship and a new project making also. We are providing sponsorship for engineering students. So with this, I conclude this today's session. Thank you all.
Hello. Thank you very much, sir. Shri Hanumantarayappa, sir, for your brief introduction about the activities of and functions of this KREPI. And now I call upon my colleague, Dr. Raj Shailesh, to give brief introduction about our guest speaker or the expert scientist who is among us to talk about the energy conservation issues. So please, Raj Shailesh, sir, please give the brief introduction of our eminent scientist.
Good morning, one and all. I am Dr. Raj Shailesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Veterinary Anatomy. So today, I am very much pleased to present the brief introduction about Shyam Sundar Subbarao. He is currently head of NIE Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainable Technology and associate professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineer at the National Institute of Engineering, that is NIE Mysore. And he has done his bachelor degree in mechanical engineer from Karnataka University, Dharwad, Karnataka, during 1985 to 1989, and master degree in the renewable energy in 1999-2000 from University of Oldenburg, Germany, under prestigious DAD scholarship, that is German Academic Exchange Program. He has over 20 years of experience in designing and renewable energy and sustainable technology systems. He is specialized in biogas technology from kitchen waste for the thermal, electricity, and compression to cylinders, and organic waste, even microgrids, biomass energy technologies, solar energy, rainwater harvesting, and other sustainable and green technologies. He has more than 31 years of teaching experience in higher education sector in the area of mechanical engineering technology. He is also involved in international and national consultancy and projects, even promotion and dissemination of renewable and sustainable technologies. He is actively participating in many rural development programs to promote the renewable energy technologies in rural Karnataka. He has conducted many workshops and training programs on renewable energy, rainwater harvesting technologies to the rural or urban people under service to community projects. So he has done more than 20 projects, and even still is working currently some more projects. So it is like a very vast one. So I have concised and made it for whatever the work he has done, it is around 20, and another 20 which are running. So he got awards like Pride of Mysore award in 2015 and Pragati Prasishtana, like Best Engineer Award 2014, even from the Lions Club. Even one more award, the Best Engineer Award in 2011, Lions Club of Mysore. So he also got the DAD scholarship in the Germany. So this is about the brief introduction about Professor Shyam Sundar Subbarao. Thank you for giving me opportunity to express the profile of Shyam Sundar. Thank you, Ananda.
Shall I start?
Sir, please, sir, one announcement is there for all of our participants, sir. Any of the clarifications, doubts, which our participants, if want to express their views, please kindly put in the inbox. Later, the questions will be asked to the expert scientist and will be answered. Subbarao, sir, please carry on, sir. Please take the stage, sir, please.
Hello, namaskara. Good morning, everybody. And very happy to note that the Veterinary University is organizing this. Just a minute.
Subbarao, sir, please unmute yourself, sir, please. Subbarao, sir. You are on mute.
So we are very happy and glad that
Please.
the Veterinary University is organizing this webinar today, and it is also the need of the hour that we do work on renewable energy and energy conservation. And it is also nice to know that the Doctor Veterinary is organizing the energy conservation. So we as engineers will be very glad and happy to give our inputs for the concept of energy conservation. So with this in mind, I will share the presentation to all of you, and do let me know if everything is clearly visible so that I can proceed further. So is the presentation fully visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir. Please carry on, sir.
Okay. So my presentation topic for the day is renewable energy, green technologies for energy conservation, case studies of projects implemented by NIE, means our institution, CREST, Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainable Technologies. So it will take a lot of time to really present everything, but due to shortage of, can I ask the organizers till what time I can do? Now it is 11 o'clock and 2 minutes.
Sir, you carry on for maximum time, sir. For 45 minutes, you can carry on, sir, please.
Okay, you have to tell me when we have left out with 10 more minutes so that I can stop there.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you. So 30 minutes or 40 minutes I will talk now, then we can have some questions if required. So I am heading the center called CREST, Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainable Technology at the National Institute of Engineering, Mysore. So this center works on energy efficiency, energy conservation, and renewable energy, eco-friendly technologies, green technologies, and sustainable development. And we are very happy to note that Cradle is a part of the program today. We also have a Cradle unit here in Mysore, and Mr. Dinesh, who is also alumni of our institution of NIE, is also the engineer in charge here at Cradle Mysore, and happy to note that Cradle is also part of today's program. So what all things we work at CREST? So at CREST, we are working on certain technologies which conserve regular energy also. Regular energies are what? From fossil fuel. For example, from petrol, from diesel, from LPG, wood, coal. These are the regular conventional energy. So this has to be conserved because this is getting exhausted. Then right now only we heard from Cradle that what are the energy conservation means we have to save the energy first. What are the measures we can do? So in that area we were working on biomass, in that particularly biogas technology. You also put in your I saw the brochure that you put in the energy conservation week about the concept of biogas that can be used. So I will be very well talking on biogas technologies that can be used, and as doctors from the veterinary field, huge livestock, and we have the cow dung, we have the dung from other animals available, which can be used and we can convert it into energy, and which in turn can conserve the energy for our requirements and generate biogas. So I'll be talking on that also. So we have working nationally and internationally. We work with Indian Biogas Association, German Biogas Association, University of Wisconsin in Madison, US, on all these technologies. These are some of the photographs of our center at Mysore, at National Institute of Engineering. We also have a small exhibition where we exhibit these green technologies, and not only as an exhibition, as a working model. So you can see here a biogas plant which we do using plastic drums, which is do it yourself. ನಾವೇ ತಯಾರಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕಗಳನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ಬಯೋಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಜೈವಿಕ ಇಂಧನ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಎಣ್ಣೆ, ಕರೆದಿರುವಂತ ಎಣ್ಣೆಗಳು, ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಕುಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹೊಂಗೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ, ಬೇವಿನ ಎಣ್ಣೆ, ಇದರಿಂದ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ. We also give technologies on that. We work on other technologies in solar and other things. So our main objective is energy conservation, promoting green technologies, renewable energy technologies, also designing and developing renewable energy systems to bring it as a marketable product. So what have we done at our institute itself? ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ? So here we have done a 185 kilowatt solar grid tied power plant. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಮೇಲ್ಚಾವಣಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. We also have a biogas plant from kitchen waste. ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಬರುವಂತ ಅಡಿಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್, ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್, ಅದರಿಂದ ಬರುವಂತ ಅಡಿಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಕಾಫಿ ಚರ್ಟ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಟೀ ಚರ್ಟ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ cow dung. So kitchen waste based biogas plant, that is another project. Next, leaf composters, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಗೊಬ್ಬರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಘಟಕಗಳು, ಇದರ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಳೆ ನೀರು ಸಂಗ್ರಹ, ರೈನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. We are also working on this rain water harvesting. Biodiesel from waste cooking oil. ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ waste oil from the hotels, restaurants, and from the hostel itself, our own canteen, we convert into biodiesel. So we have to switch today to greener alternatives in energy domain. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಧನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿನೇ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಕ್ರೆಡಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಶ್ಲಾಘನೀಯವಾದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಕೋಡ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಧನವನ್ನು ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಇಂಧನ ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದು, ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಪರ್ಯಾಯವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಈ ಪರಿಸರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ನೋಡೋಣ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ 2015, this was the energy scenario. This is 2018, same more or less a bit more continuous for 2020. So we need around 400,000 megawatts of energy. ನಮಗೆ 400,000 ಮೆಗಾವ್ಯಾಟ್ಗಳಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು, ಕೋಲ್. Then comes renewable energy, then hydro and nuclear. So it is high time that we switch over more and more to renewable energy technologies. So in that area, many countries in the world is investing money. China is investing, US, Japan, India, they're all investing money to see that there is an energy conservation, energy from green technologies. India, I think the cradle will watch that we have adopted National Solar Energy Mission. We have adopted that, and Karnataka is also bound to see that we meet the energy targets. So minimum of 100,000 megawatts, 100 ಗಿಗಾವ್ಯಾಟ್ಗಳಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So we have to achieve that from solar energy itself. Of course, wind energy we have done a lot, around 40,000 megawatts of wind energy we have already adopted for the meeting the requirement of green energy in India. So this is solar is expanding, wind is also expanding. So we have a huge population. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇವತ್ತು 1.3 ಬಿಲಿಯನ್ ಇದೆ. 1.3 billion, 130 ಕೋಟಿ. China is another 1.1 billion. So of the total 6 billion. So we have huge population and we have to meet the energy needs and we have to see that pollution is also due. ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಇಂಧನಗಳನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸುವಂತ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು, ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಏರ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನೀವು, the air particulate matter is increasing even in Mysore, even in Hassan. You can see the Delhi area more than 90 grams per meter cube is a particulate matter. So ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So we have to go for sustainable development. ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ, ಸುಸ್ಥಿರ ಇಂಧನ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಥವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್. ದೆನ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್, 5 star ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತು ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಏನೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಗ್ಯಾಡ್ಜೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ 5 star ರೇಟಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ another efficiency. Third thing, we have to adopt green technologies, renewable energy technology. Then we go for sustainable development. Why are we doing all this? To decrease our carbon footprint. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ, CO2, ಇಂಗಾಲಾಮ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಾಪಮಾನ, ಜಾಗತಿಕ ತಾಪಮಾನ, ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್, ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಇಂಧನ ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಓವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಅರ್ತ್. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಈಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಹೇಗೆ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲೀವ್ ಅವರ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್. ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಾಗೆ, ಮನ ಬಂದಾಗೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಪಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಕೊಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವೀಕ್ we are doing the energy conservation week. That comes in the bottom of the pyramid. ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇವಾಗ ಬರೋದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್. ಅದೇ ಈಗ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಮೊದಲು ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 unit of energy saved is 2 unit of energy produced. ನಾವು 2 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ನಾವು 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 2 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟೇ ಒಳ್ಳೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಉಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡಿ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೀಡೆಡ್. ಲೈಟ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ LED ಲೈಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಈಗ ಕ್ರೆಡಲ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, LED ಲೈಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ಇನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇನ್ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಸೆಂಟ್ ದೀಪಗಳು, ಹಳೆ ಬಲ್ಬ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತೆಗಿಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನೀರಿಗೂ ಎನರ್ಜಿಗೂ ಏನ್ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂತ. ಸಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಲೀಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್. ಈಗ ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಆ ನೀರು ಕಾವೇರಿ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಿಸಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರನ್ನ ಪಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಪಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮೇಘಲಾಪುರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕಬಿನಿ ನೀರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಕಪಿಲಾ ರಿವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 1, 2, 3 ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಪಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ತೊರೆಕಾಡಿನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಂಪ್. ಅದನ್ನು ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಪಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ತೊರೆಕಾಡಿನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರನ್ನ ಮುಟ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ತರ ಹಾಸನದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಮಾವತಿ. ಸೊ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀರಿನ ಮಿತವ್ಯಯನೂ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. We have to be cautious because we are spending energy to get the water to our doorsteps. ಬೇಕಾದಂಗೆ ನೀರು ಬಿಡೋದು, ಕಾರ್ ತೊಳೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೈಪಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬಿಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕೋಕ್ ಪೈಪಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬಿಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. This we are not only wasting water, we are also wasting energy. ಕಾರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. We have to go for efficient vehicles today. Today, what is coming? Electric cars are coming. More efficient. We have to go for these. Refrigerator. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ, 5-star ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ, 5-star ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರುವಂತ ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ ಎ ರೂಲ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಅರ್ಥಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಿರಮಿಡ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಇರಲಿ, ವಿಂಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಯೋಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬಳಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ್ದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವಿವತ್ತು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಏನು ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಡಿಟ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರುವಂತ ದುಡ್ಡು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ is also compulsory. We have to do energy audit. We have to see that energy coming into NIE ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, where all it is used, how much of energy is converted into light, how much of energy is converted into heat, how much goes as waste. So Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, Government of India has certified certain professionals. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಉದಾಹರಣೆ, ವೆಟರ್ನರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ನ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಕ್ರೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್. It is mandatory that we do energy audit. It is mandatory that we do green audit. So energy audit, what are the benefits? We get electrical safety certificates. We get extended equipment life. We get Go Green certificates. These are all advantages. ಬರೀ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಇಂಧನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿತವ್ಯಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಸ್ಥಿರವಾದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್. ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್, ಜೈವಿಕ ಇಂಧನ ಇದೆ, ಸೌರಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ನೀರಿದೆ, ಪವನ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಜಿಯೋಥರ್ಮಲ್, ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಬರುವಂತ ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರಿನ ಬುಗ್ಗೆಗಳು, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಒಂದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಲೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಂಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಶಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಧನವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮೈಸೂರನ್ನ ತಗೋಣ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 400 tons of waste every day. 400,000 ಟನ್ಗಳಷ್ಟು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ನಮಗೆ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಹೌಸಸ್, ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಹಾಲ್, ಟೆಂಪಲ್, ವೇರೆವರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? You have to segregate the waste at source. ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮೂಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರ್ಪಡಿಸಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವೇ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಾವು ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನ ಆಚೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬೇಕು, ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಬೇಕು, ಜನ ಬೇಕು. We save so much of energy doing that. It is linked. Or I use biogas. biogas, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ biogas ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And that I can use it for cooking. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ನಾವು. I am doing it at my home and I am using it for cooking. I save on the LPG. ಅಷ್ಟು LPG ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. That can be saved. So segregate the waste. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ವೆಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಹಜಾರ್ಡಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೌ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದೊಂದು ಚಿತ್ರ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೈಡ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್. ವಿ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ and convert it into various energy, biogas, composting, biodiesel, like that we can. So this is another picture where I am giving it. So ಮೊದಲನೇ ನೋಡೋಣ, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಗೊಬ್ಬರವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಣಮಿಸಬಹುದು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಧನದ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾದಂತ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. We do it here in our own office. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ನಾವು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. So this you can put the green waste and convert it into manure. ಇದನ್ನ ಗೊಬ್ಬರವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು centralized. One of the major energy consuming factory today is one is cement, other one is fertilizer. Fertilizer ಏನಿದೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಅದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇಂಧನವನ್ನ ಖರ್ಚು. ನಾವಿವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ಗೊಬ್ಬರವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತ ಇಂಧನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ. We can use an alternative green energy or manure and we can save that much of energy. So these are our different composters. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನ ನೀವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ. I have done hundreds of composters. You can just see. I will just rotate the camera here. You can see the composters here. So we are doing here lot of these composters and we are giving it to people from us here. So this is also done by our own students. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. And also we give it to apartments and other places. Lot of energy is saved in sending these composters elsewhere. So these are different composters that are that can be done. ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. Do it yourself composters can be. So these are bigger composters. I will not take in detail because I have to cover much more of other technologies. ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಗಳ ಚಿತ್ರನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದು SIUD, State Institute of Urban Development, where we have done this composters. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಘಟಕಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. And we are converting this waste to wealth. This we call as the black gold. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಗೊಬ್ಬರವಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನೂ ಆಚೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಂತ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಡನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಡೇಲ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ ಲೇಔಟ್, ವೇರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ in their apartment. This is at a restaurant we have done. So this is the picture of the waste that is mixed, green waste, both browns and greens. ಒಣಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಹಸಿ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಎಲೆಗಳಿಗೆ. You can also do composting from leaf. So this you can put in front of your hospital also. Veterinary hospital ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಗೊಬ್ಬರವಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಇದು SIRD ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ NI ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆ ಎಲೆಗಳಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. It will take some time, ಒಂದು 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ, but it will convert it into compost. So this is another picture of the compost. This is another picture where we have trained our people to use compost. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೂವಿನ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲೆಗಳು, ಹೂವು, ತರಕಾರಿ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. Even food waste can be. So this is the picture of do-it-yourself composters done by our students, which we give it to our own government school. This I am doing it at my home. Every day I have composter, I have biogas plant, I have rainwater harvesting, I have solar water heater, solar lighting, energy conservation and green technologies we have adopted in our house. So this is another picture where in a school we have given the concept. And this is in different villages we have done the compost. So in ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ದೃಶ್ಯನ ಚಿತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ. So this is about composting, and the manure is a very good rooftop gardening manure. So we can use it for garden purpose. This is possible. And you can grow greens, you can grow vegetables, you can grow your own veggies and be self-sufficient, chemical free. ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಮುಕ್ತವಾದ ತರಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾವಯವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋಣ. This is regarding use of waste to biogas. ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಹಸುವಿನ ಸಗಣಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಗೋಬರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್, ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಿಚನ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಅಡಿಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. LPG ಅನ್ನು ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. LPG ಗೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯವಾಗಿ ಈ ಇಂಧನವನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿ ನಾವು ಅಡಿಗೆ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. The slurry coming out of it is an excellent manure. ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾವಯವ ಗೊಬ್ಬರವಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಬಹುದು. This we can do. I am doing here at my office, at my institute. We have a renewable energy biogas plant. I am doing at my home. ಅದನ್ನು 100 ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So this is the technology for converting waste to biogas. Biogas ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅದು ಉರಿಯುತ್ತೆ, LPG ತರನೇ ಉರಿಯುತ್ತೆ. It contains methane, carbon dioxide and other impurities. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಉರಿಯುವಂತ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಯಾವುದು? ಮೀಥೇನ್. We can clean it and convert it into biogas. ಇದು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಹೊಸದೇನಲ್ಲ. It is hundreds of years old and it is promoted by Government of India. It is promoted by Government of Karnataka. It is promoted by Cradle. So ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದರ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸಗಣಿ ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ, ಅಡಿಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. This is our small biogas plant. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕ ಇದು. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. This can be done and kept on the rooftop. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ, ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಇಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಈ ಘಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಝೂಲನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. We have done 1.5 ton biogas plant. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೆಟರ್ನರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಸುಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಗಣಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಈ ಘಟಕಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಡಿಗೆಗೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕುಕಿಂಗ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ LPG ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ತರ ಘಟಕನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಮ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ವಿ ಟೀಚ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ನಾವು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿನೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1000 ಲೀಟರ್ನ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಡ್ರಮ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇರೋದು 750 ಲೀಟರ್ದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಲೆಟ್ ಔಟ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಗಣಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ ಕಿಚನ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ತರಕಾರಿ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಬರುವಂತ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು LPGಗೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯವಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಪುನರ್ಬಳಕೆನೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಘಟಕ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನು 2008ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿ ಇಂದ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಇದು 13 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. Even today our breakfast was cooked using renewable energy. ಇವತ್ತು ದಿನ 1 ರಿಂದ 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ತಾರ್ತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಏನ್ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಇದೆ, ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಟೀ ಪುಡಿ ಚಿರಟ, ಕಾಫಿ ಪುಡಿ ಚಿರಟ, we use all the thing and ತರಕಾರಿ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆನ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಸ್ಟವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಉರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಈ ತರ 100 ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಾಗಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ವೆಟರ್ನರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಮ್ಮು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಲರಿ ಬಂದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಗಿಡಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಇದು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಇಟ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಟೈಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕೂಡ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ LPG ಸ್ಟವ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟವ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ. ದಿನ ನಾವು 1.5 ರಿಂದ 2 ಗಂಟೆಯಷ್ಟು ಈ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಡಿಗೆಗೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಲರಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕಿಚನ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಮನೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ. ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸ್ಲರಿ ಗೋಸ್ as an liquid organic manure to the kitchen garden. This is our kitchen garden at in our backyard. So ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ತರಕಾರಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೊಪ್ಪುಗಳು, ಪರಂಗಿ ಗಿಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕರ್ಬೇವಿನ ಸೊಪ್ಪಿನ ಗಿಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನುಗ್ಗೆ, all this we are growing and we are happy that we are able to conserve energy of not only indirectly by not going the waste. So we get very good organic manure, we get biogas, we get good organic food also. ಇದು ಮೈಸೂರು ನಮ್ಮ DC ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ರಣದೀಪ್ ಅವರು ಈಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾನಗರ ಪಾಲಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕ ಇದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ 1 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 1.5 ಗಂಟೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಐ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ಲಾಡ್ ದಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ DC he did it. and ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಂತು. ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ plant set up a DC residence in Mysore, and we are happy that he, as a first citizen of Mysore, he promoted that. So idu nama Pramati ಶಾಲೆ, ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮತಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳ ಎಲ್ಲದು ಅಡಿಗೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜೀವ್ ಅವರೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್, ಅವರ ಮುಡ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಕೂಡ. ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ದಿನ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಬರುವಂತ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಒಂದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ, 10%. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೇ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಶನ್. ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಡಿಗೆ ಬಳಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲರಿ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್
ಸರ್, 5 minutes more sir, please.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಲರಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಗಿಡಗಳಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದು ವಿನ್ ವಿನ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಮತಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಆಚೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, LPG ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಮನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಒಬ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಏನಿದೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕಕ್ಕೆ. ಇದು ಕುವೆಂಪು ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಘಟಕ. ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಸೂರ್ at our friend's place. They have a rooftop garden also on the rooftop. ಅಡಿಗೆಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, LPG ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಗೆ ಪರ್ಯಾಯವಾಗಿ ದಿನ 1.5 ರಿಂದ 2 ಗಂಟೆ ಅವರು ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ we have given very good publicity in Mysore about this. This is the biogas plant at our institute. ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಇದೆ, ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳು ಇದು ನಾವು ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. 50 kg ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕ. ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಸದ್ಯದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫೀಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಕಿಚನ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ನೌ. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಏನೇನ್ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು 10% ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 2 ರಿಂದ 3 ಗಂಟೆಗಳು ಕಾಲ ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So these are the pictures of the kitchen waste biogas plant of our hostel. ಇದು ನಾವು ಮೈಸೂರು ಝೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ 1.5 ಟನ್ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ as a pipeline. ಎಲ್ಲ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು, ಕಿಚನ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಿಗೆಗೆ ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ನಾವು ವನವಾಟು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ದ್ವೀಪ ದೇಶ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೌತ್ ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2018ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್. ಇದು ಒಂದು ತೋಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಎಕರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಉಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಬ್ಬಿಂಗ್, ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ರನ್ ಬಸಸ್. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ವಾಹನಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಓಡಿಸಬಹುದು. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ತುಂಬೋದು, ಬಲೂನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬೋದು, ಈ ತರ ತುಂಬಿದ್ವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾದ ಘಟಕಗಳು. ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ರೆಡಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಸತತ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಯೋಜನೆ ಇದೆ, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸತತ್ ಯೋಜನೆ ಅಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಇಡೀ ಹಾಸನದ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರು ಸಿಟಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 100 ಟನ್ಗಳಷ್ಟು ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 20 ಕೋಟಿ ಒಂದು ಘಟಕನ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ನೆರವು ಇದೆ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯನು ವಿಲೇವಾರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮೈನ್ಯೂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ, ಮನೆಗಳಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಶಾಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಅಂಬಿಲಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್. ಕರಳೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳದು, ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೈಜೀನಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅನ್ಎರೋಬಿಕ್ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್. ವಾತಾವರಣದ ಗಾಳಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬೆಳಕಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಆಗುವಂತ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಬೈ ದಿ ಅನ್ಎರೋಬಿಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಸುವಿನ ಕರಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೋ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಮೆಲುಕಾಕುವಂಥದ್ದು, ವಿಚ್ ರುಮಿನೇಟ್, ಮೆಲುಕಾಕುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಂದ ಬರುವಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅನ್ಎರೋಬಿಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಗಳನ್ನ ಸಹಾಯ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಇವ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆ ಆ ಪಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದೆ. ಅದಲ್ದಲೇನೆ 2ನೇ ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. 3ನೇದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜೈವಿಕ ಇಂಧನ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿದೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿಲ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕ್ರೆಡಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಲ್ದಲೇನೆ ಜೈವಿಕ ಇಂಧನ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬಯೋಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬಯೋಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ NI ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕರ್ದಿದ್ದೆಣ್ಣೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ಯೂಸ್ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಯಿಲ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಘಟಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಹನಗಳಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಿ B20 20%. ಇದು ನಂದೇ ಬಲೇರೋ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್, ನಾನೇ ಬಲೇರೋ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಗೆ 20% ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಮಿಶ್ರಣ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಧನದ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಷ್ಟ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಪಥದಲ್ಲಿ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಜೈವಿಕ ಇಂಧನ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಯೋಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಸಮಯ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
Hello. Thank you very much, sir, for your elaborative talk about conversion of the waste into energy, then the conservation strategies, biofuels, and then biogases, biocompost and all. Sir, there are few of the questions which could be addressed by you, sir. Please, can I go with the questions, sir, please?
Please.
Sir, the first question is how to manage kitchen and garbage management of hostel. Can we go for biogas? What is the cost?
Good question. ಯಾರು ಕೇಳಿರೋದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ?
Sir, it's by one of the students, sir, third year student.
Definitely, we have done at our hostel, whoever you are, it is a welcome move. We can do in every hostels, but first thing is we have to segregate the waste. ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ ಮೂಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರ್ಪಡಿಸಬೇಕು. Only dry waste has to be given out and hazardous waste. ಯಾವುದು ಹಜಾರ್ಡಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಸಿರಿಂಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಯಾಪರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನ್ಯಾಪ್ಕಿನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಬರುವಂತ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ 2 things, ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್. One is you can convert it into compost ಒಬ್ಬರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಘಟಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಒನ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಯು 26,000 rupees, where you can do 5 kgs of waste. But if you have 50 kgs of waste, it will cost you around 3 to 3.5 lakhs. 3.5 ಲಕ್ಷ 50 kg waste ಗೆ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. This is the answer for you. Next question.
Thank you, sir. You have already given for the second question, sir, the answer. The question is aerobic composter unit available commercially for purchase?
Yes, very much available, and we will give you. You can buy here. I shown you here. I can turn. So these composters are available for purchase. Small one will cost you a set 4,500 rupees. We sell it from our institute itself. But the beauty of it is, do it yourself. ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ನಾವು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, 2 ದಿವಸ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. Next question.
Sir, the last question, please, sir. Approximate cost to establish biogas plant for hostel of about 200 students capacity. It is by our warden, sir. The question is by warden.
ಓಕೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು 100 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. 100 ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯ. ಬಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಳಿದಿರೋದು ತರಕಾರಿ ಸಿಪ್ಪೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದೇನಾದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ದೊಂದು 20 kg ಬಂದ್ರೆ 20 ರಿಂದ 25 kg 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಘಟಕ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ 25 kg ಘಟಕಕ್ಕೆ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ, 50 kg ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ, 100 kg ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 6 ರಿಂದ 6.5 ಲಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಘಟಕನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್.
Sir, thanks a lot, sir, for your patient talk and elaborative input of the knowledge, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Sir, now I request my colleague Chetan to read out about the brief introduction of our beloved Dr. Budappa, sir. Please.
Very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Chetan KP, Assistant Professor and Head in Charge, Department of LPM. I feel immense pleasure in introducing guest of honor for today's webinar on energy conservation, Dr. Budappa HB, Managing Director, Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited, Government of Karnataka, who is working in his capacity as to implement energy conservation measures across the state. He was born in Shimoga district in the year 1977 and completed his school education from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Shimoga. I'm very happy to inform you all that he is an alumni of Bangalore Veterinary College and he has completed his graduation BSc and H in the year 2001. He did his master's in animal nutrition subject from Bangalore Veterinary College in the year 2003, for which he was awarded 3 university gold medals. He has worked in different capacities in his career, to name them as veterinary officer at SLBTC Hesarghatta from 2003 to 2006. Assistant professor in from our university, KVFSUB from 2006 to 2010. In the year 2010, he has cleared Karnataka Administrative Services exam and selected as Assistant Commissioner and worked at Vijaypura till 2014. Later, he worked as Deputy Commissioner Revenue in Belgavi Corporation, Belgavi, Assistant Commissioner Bellary, General Manager Admin Chescom Mysore, Additional Deputy Commissioner Vijaypura, Additional Deputy Commissioner Bengaluru, and presently he is working as Managing Director Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited, Government of Karnataka. During his tenure of work, he has many awards to his credit. One such award is Scouts Rajyotsava Award. Sir, we are very much thankful to you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this function. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to hear from you, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to Budappa, sir.
Thank you, Chetan. Good morning to you all. I was supposed to join by 10:45 because of some engagement. I could not join by 10:45. I'm really sorry for that. First of all, I would like to brief regarding our. Before that, Honorable VC sir is there, I think.
Sir, he is in busy schedule, sir. He is not in the platform, sir.
Register sir is there. Virana sir.
Sir, Virana sir is supposed on the moving, sir. So, Dean, our Dean, Dr. Shukkumar sir is there, sir. in the platform.
Okay, anyhow, welcome Dean sir and also all faculty friends. And I would like to start with a brief introduction regarding our care area. This Cradle Care area is Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited, started in the year 1996 to promote the non-conventional energy resources against the conventional energy resources. And as of now, 2020, we are the pioneer in the renewable energy resources. And as of now, we are promoting renewable energy resources, especially solar, wind, cogeneration, biogas, biomass, and also waste to energy, all these things. And as of now, Karnataka stands first in the renewable energy production. We have established almost 14,000 megawatt of renewable energies. And in that, solar is the first rank, Karnataka, and wind is fourth place, and small hydro is also first place. And overall contribution from Karnataka is around 20% of the country's consumption. And comparing to conventional energy resources, we are contributing around 50% of the energy to the state government. And to come to this Energy Conservation Week, Energy Conservation Week, we are celebrating since 1991. And all type of faculty members will be included in this. And when I was observing the events and the faculty members of the different categories of faculties involved in this, I could able to see that no professional colleges like veterinary colleges were included. So I thought of including veterinary college, being I am also veterinarian, so thought of including veterinary college also this year. And I communicated Dr. Devraj and Dean Hassan, and they gave very good response within a short span of time. And I could able to see your events and very systematically organized. I'm very grateful to you all. And coming to this Energy Conservation Week, conventional energy resources are exhaustible or they cannot be replaced. We have to conserve these conventional energy resources. One of the key point to address this is to promote energy efficient electrical gadgets or the equipments, we can say. And how we can address all these things? By using the energy efficient electrical equipments. These may be LED lights, LED tubes, and star-rated fans, and star-rated ACs, motor pumps, and also sensor-based or sensor-based controlled many electrical equipments. These programs are carried out or sponsored by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. It is the central government agency which is working under the energy department. And by using all these energy efficient equipments, the energy consumption can be brought down up to 30 to 40%. Even sometimes up to 50% of the energy consumption can be saved. Suppose say if the energy consumption is 100 units, we can, by using these equipments, we can reduce the energy consumption to by 50 units, right? Yeah, around 50 units we can reduce. And other objectives are the users of these energy efficient equipments is that reduction of carbon footprints. It is very concerned subject of these days. Lot of greenhouse gases are emitting by use of these conventional energy resources like carbon dioxide, methane, etc., etc. And the impact of these greenhouse gases. The very objective of this Energy Conservation Week that we have to, each and everyone should be aware that we need to reduce these greenhouse gases. And also we can protect the interest of consumers by reducing the cost of consumption, and also improve the market efficiency, competition, and increase the average efficiency or quality of products on the market. And you all being the students, definitely I believe you are all the backbones of our country. Each and everyone, if you are aware regarding these energy efficient equipments, definitely you can create awareness from households to maybe commercial establishments or the institutional establishments, and wherever these energy consumption equipments are used. I hope, though I am not a technical person, as an administrator, I would like to say that definitely by this awareness, each and everyone will carry this message that by using these energy efficient equipments, definitely we can conserve the conventional energy resources and we can promote the renewable energy resources, and also we will protect the interest of the consumers, so that, and also we will protect our environment, so that each and everyone we can live a healthy life. With these words, I would like to thank all the faculty members, especially Dean Hassan Veterinary College and Dr. Devraj, Professor, for conducting this event very systematically and giving me an opportunity to address you all. Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Budappa, sir. Thanks for being with us in the platform and giving input about the objectives and activities of KREDI, then the goals of this Energy Conservation Week, and then the energy efficient smart energy devices and all. Sure, sir, we will make the program and awareness about this to our maximum possible energy, sir. Now I call upon my colleague, Dr. Shilpa VT, to brief about the one more expert scientist, Dr. Vijay Kumar. Please, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Eman. It's my immense pleasure to introduce one more speaker of today's program, that is Dr. M.S. Vijay Kumar. He is currently working as a Ramanujan Faculty Fellow at Department of Chemistry, University of Mysore, Manasa Gangotri, and visiting scientist at Tufts University, that is under NASA program. He received his master degree in chemistry from University of Mysore and doctoral degree from Tokyo Metropolitan University from Japan, and has spent over 10 years in Japan and 3 years in USA, and has traveled extensively across the world. His expertise in field of microgravity sciences, space experiment, material science and engineering, materials chemistry and nanochemistry. He has a vision of establishing world-class research facility for creating space environment on Earth in the field of microgravity science in India. He has more than 50 international peer-reviewed journal papers and more than 125 papers presented and abstracts published in conferences. He has guided about 9 graduate and MTech students for their dissertation. He is recipient of several international and national awards, namely Ramanujan Fellowship from CRB DST India, Tufts, NASA and MIT Project Fellowship, JSPS Fellowship, Aerospace Project Research Fellowship, Asian Winter School Award, Japan Government MEXT Scholarship, AIG Scholarship from Japan. Apart from mentoring graduates and MTech students, is also actively involved in popularizing space science, microgravity sciences in various forums. This is in a nutshell about him. So now I request Dr. M.S. Vijay Kumar sir to take over.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shilpa, for introducing me. First, I would like to thank the organizer for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts and views on this platform. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir. You are audible and visible, sir. Please carry on.
Okay, thank you. So, good morning to everyone. Today, I would like to introduce some of the new science and era that is called slightly change in my topic, that is space science for renewable energy. The outline of my talk includes the introduction, that's the space environment, and the approaches and application for the renewable energy and so on. So as we are aware, renewable energy sources, the most popular renewable energy sources are like hydro energy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, and biomass. So among these, I would like to introduce the solar energy. by using the space environment. So if you see the word electricity generation, so it was run by a coal, so about 38%. And then falls the natural gas, about 23%, hydro is about 16%, nuclear, wind, oil, solar, biofuels, and others. But how about in India? So we are also depend on coal, that is about 53.4%, and natural gas 6.7%, hydro, that is small and large, that is called about 13%, nuclear 1.8%, wind 10.2%, and so on. So we are also very much depend on the coal. So we need some renewable energy and also energy conservation on this. So we need a support from the government as well. So before going to the topic, I would like to introduce some of the things on the atmosphere. So as we know, the atmospheric layers, that is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So we are living on troposphere, that is the Earth atmosphere. But if you go above the troposphere, that is like a close to the ozone layer that is present in stratosphere. And most of the flights are flying just below the stratosphere, that's in the just below the ozone layer. And most of the sounding rockets and the meteors are traveling in the area of mesosphere. But most of the space stations are in the range of above thermosphere. But if you go above the thermosphere, as you can see in the right side picture, if you go above the Earth atmosphere, temperature is going to decrease, right? Then if you go from stratosphere to mesosphere, temperature is going to increase. Again, from stratosphere to mesosphere, temperature is going to increase. And above the mesosphere, and if you enter the thermosphere and exosphere, temperature is going to increase. That means sun intensity is more, and on Earth we have an atmosphere, so that is filtering the most of the sun rays. The main thing here is, if you are in stratosphere, this is the ozone layer. The atmosphere of Earth is the layer of gases that is commonly known as air that surround the planet Earth and is retained by Earth gravity. So how is ozone made? So did you know the ozone made in nature? Yes, it naturally does it in two ways. One is through lightning, the other way is UV light. So in lightning passing through the air that creates ozone from oxygen, that is ozone is O3, that breaks up forming O2 and O. That oxygen in the presence of 185 nanometer UV light that creates ozone. Again, O2 can convert back to ozone by reacting with the oxygen radical, that is O2 plus O, that can convert back to the ozone layer. But what is the cause for this? So on Earth, we are making a lot of chemicals on Earth, especially the halide, that is like chlorine, bromine, and iodine. We have a lot of factories on Earth. But the halides producing from these factories, that is like a chlorine, that will act as a catalyst, but that will destroy the one chlorine atom can destroy 100,000, that's 1 lakh ozone molecules. So that indicates that if you are creating the environment with a halides, that's the chemicals, that will destroy the ozone layer and that will make a ozone depletion or a ozone hole. If we are creating a ozone hole, most of the radiation which we don't want, that is UVA, UVB, and UVC, that will enter into our Earth, that will harm our human body. That will affect the human health. So I'm not going to that details. So you are all aware. So as we know, Earth is moving around the sun, right? It is not only moving, it's also rotating. Do you know the speed of that? So if you know the speed of that moon that is revolving around the Earth, that is about 1 kilometer per second. And Earth speed is about 29.8 kilometer per second. Earth rotation is, that is not only orbiting, but it's also rotating and orbiting, right? So the rotation speed is about 0.46 kilometer per second. Sun is also moving, but that is not a stationary. Sun is also moving at a speed of 230 kilometer per second, that is 8,28,000 kilometer per hour around the Milky Ways. Milky Ways are also not constant. Milky Ways are also moving around at a speed of 600 kilometer per second, that is like 21,60,000 kilometer per hour around the cosmic rays. But if you look into the atmosphere on Earth as well as in the other planets, so for example, on Earth, length of a day is 24 hours and orbital period is 365 days. And we have an atmosphere of nitrogen, it's about 78%, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide and water vapors and so on. But if you see the other planets, length of a day is different, orbital period is different, and atmosphere is different, right? So if you see the temperature as well, the hottest planet is Venus, because even though the Mercury is closest to Sun, but the size is bigger than the Mercury, that Venus, that can capture most of the sunlight, and I mean, the temperature is going to be high. But how about the gravity on the planets? Is it same as we see on Earth? Never. The Earth gravity is 274 meter per second square. That can hold our solar system together. So if you see the Earth gravity, that is Earth is 1g, that is called 9.8 meter per second square. If you see the gravity on the moon, that is 1/6, that is 1.6, and mass is about 1/3, and Jupiter is little bit higher than, that is 2.5 times higher than the Earth, and Saturn is 1.1. What is the reason for Jupiter? That is the biggest planet as we know, so that it has the most gravity. But if you compare this gravity, so what is the difference? If you take mass and weight, mass is never going to change, but weight is going to change when you change in a planet or gravity changes. For example, if you see weight on Mercury or Earth, if you are, for example, if you are weighing about 100 kg on Earth, but if you go to moon, your weight will be reduced, that is 1/6, about 16.5 kg. Your weight will be 16.5 kg. But if you go to Mars, your weight will be 1/3, that is about 37.7 kg. So this is about the difference between gravity or Earth and the space. But I want to introduce the solar power, which we can use in space by using the space environment. So what do you mean by solar power satellite? So how we can develop, how do we put it in this space environment? Recently in May 2020, the UAS Naval Research Laboratory conducted its first test of solar power generation in satellite. But the data is still in the orbit, so they haven't received back. The solar power satellite, if you want to put the solar power satellites, that was to be located in geosynchronous orbit, that is about 35,000 above the Earth atmosphere, Earth surface. That is exosphere. But this is the geographical, the sketch of the artist. They have demonstrated, their way of thinking is like solar power satellites. These are the satellites, they can capture the most of the solar power by using a solar panels. So how we can build, this is the second picture, shows the space to ground microwave. This is the pilot beam that can show into the satellites, that is the microwave, that can capture back to the Earth. So from these ideas, we can make solar power satellites, or we can make the solar powers by utilizing the space environment. So just in order to go this, I will give a couple of examples how we can utilize the space environment for the solar power. And before knowing that, how you should better to understand the space environment first. So for example, I will give you an example. Just take a ball and throw about speed of 150 or whatever the energy you have. So if you throw a ball, it will it will travel at certain distance and it will fall on the ground. But if you throw a ball at a speed of 150 kilometer per hour, it will go further and it will land somewhere else. If you throw in Hassan, maybe it may reach somewhere close to the Hassan city, right? So let's imagine that if you are throwing a ball at a speed of 1000 kilometer per hour, so what do you think? Will it land or will it go? If you throw a ball in Hassan, it may land somewhere in Mysore or in Bangalore or somewhere in Hyderabad or in Delhi. Do you imagine that? Where it will go? But yeah, just imagine that you are throwing a ball at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. Where it goes? It will not go anywhere just because of the Earth gravity that will start orbiting the Earth. That is the principle behind the satellites or the space station, the things which are orbiting the Earth. Let's imagine that there is no gravity at all. What do you imagine? So if there is no gravity, it will never orbit the Earth just because of the pulling of the Earth gravity. Those satellites are moving around the Earth. So if there is no gravity, it will go somewhere else we cannot control. It is out of control. So this is just due to the two effects that is called velocity and speed and the gravitational pull between the Earth and the object. So just I will give you a couple of examples. We can create the space environment. I mean, if you see the space, everything will be floating, right? So we can create that environment by using a flight, normal flight, that can travel at an orbit, I mean, at an altitude of about 8,500 meters. So this is the flight where we can really create the space environment. This is me, this is the flight. I boarded this flight just to experience the zero gravity or the space environment. And it goes first up and it comes back on this line and it goes up with a plus 45 degree and comes back with a minus 35 degree. During this period, about 20 seconds, we can really have a zero gravity experience. You might have seen some of the movies like Gravity. In that movie, you can clearly see that they are floating, right? So just I will show one more video. He is my supervisor in Japan and he is my colleague and I'm sitting on the other side. So we are sitting in the same flight. So just to experience the space environment. So he is checking whether he is going to be in the normal gravity or in zero gravity or like a space environment. Because he is excited to know whether he is in a real space environment or on the normal gravity. Yeah, now you can see the flight is moving up with a plus 45 degree. That should create a parabolic shape. That's a, yeah, you can see he starts rotating when the flight moves up and it comes back with a minus 35 degree. And during that period of about 20 seconds, he can float by himself. And once it reaches, yeah, after finishing 20 seconds, he can land back. That means the flight goes at this point to here. During this period, we can experience the zero gravity. Yeah, in order to experience this, there is also a commercial flight in Paris. You can really have a microgravity or like a zero gravity or a space environment. You can experience, but you should spend some money. If you have about 7,000 to 8,000 US dollars, you can experience this real space environment by using this flight. But that flight duration is about 3 minutes. Just one die is about 20 seconds. 20 seconds into 10 times, that is like 200 seconds, about 3.2 minutes. So for that, you have to spend 7,000 US dollars to 8,000 US dollars. Just watch this video. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನೀವು ಇವರಲ್ವಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Yeah, this is the way we can really experience. But in order to set up the solar power, there is some disturbance. Dr. Manjunath, can you mute?
Thank you very much, sir. ಅದು ಒಂದು 10-12 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Dr. Manjunath, can you mute? Yes. Yeah, going to space itself will be a challenging thing. It is going to be expensive. Then how we can think to build the solar power station in space? It's going to be really very expensive. So, but we need some energy. We need some research for the alternative things, right? So we need to build it. Even though it is expensive, we need to think in that direction to get into the energy. So let's think about the space-based solar powers, how we can build. The concept of collecting solar power in outer space, that means space-based solar power means the concept of collecting solar power in outer space and distributing it to the Earth. But here, the imaginary image is a space solar array. This is produced by NASA. These are how they can build the space arrays. They can build either a large space solar panels, or they can build small solar panels and they can join together and they can make it big. Is it possible if you make a bigger space, I mean the solar panel, is it easy to launch or is it easy to build? So it is not so easy to build. So what are the reasons for that? So the advantages is if you build this one, that higher collection rate, that solar energy, and longer collection period due to the lack of a diffusion atmosphere. On Earth, we have an atmosphere, but if you go to space, there is no atmosphere. I mean, there is no distraction at all. There is a possibility of placing a solar collector in an orbiting location where there is no night. So we can get 24/7 sunlight, which the satellites are facing towards the sun. So we never get a dark. So that even we can receive most of the solar light 24 hours a day. A considerable fraction of incoming solar energy, that is about 55 to 60%, is lost on its way through the Earth atmosphere by the effect of reflection and absorption. So we are losing solar energy, but if you build the solar power stations in the space, we can consume or we can save a lot of energy. But how do you build space-based power stations? So they are turning from an idle dream into a serious engineering prospect. A scientist hope they can take renewable energy into orbit, that is to space. So this is an artist's impression of a solar disk in space, so that can they can absorb most of the sunlight, solar energy that can convert. But if you build solar panel in space, is it easy to bring it back to the Earth? Is it not so easy, right? So scientists are working on that. We can build a giant solar power stations that is floating in space that beam down an enormous amount of energy into Earth. But it is not so easy to bring the energy to Earth. But we need special task to bring this energy back to Earth. This was first developed by Russian scientist Tsikolsky in 1920s. A century later, now scientists are making huge strides in turning the concept into reality. Now they started thinking that why can't we build the solar stations in space so that we can get a lot of energy out of it so that we can bring it back to Earth. The European Space Agency has realized the potential of these efforts and is now predicting that first industrial resource we will get from space is like a in a tower, like that solar power stations in space, that could be the answer to our energy needs. So that it is not so easy. We need to struggle to bring the energy back to Earth. So what are the benefits of space to get into the solar power stations in space? The aim is that the solar power stations in space will become a reality in the coming decades. The renewable energy technologies have developed drastically in recent years with improved efficiency and lower cost, but it is not so easy to bring it back. But one major barrier to their uptake is the fact that they don't provide a constant supply of energy. So wind and solar farms only produce energy when the wind is blowing or the sun is shining, but we need electricity around the clock every day. Ultimately, we need a way to store energy on a larger scale before we can make the switch to renewable sources. A possible way would be a generate solar energy in space, but it is not so easy to generate solar energy. A space-based solar power stations could orbit this that is space that face towards the sun, that is 24 hours a day. That solar cells above the atmosphere will receive more sunlight and produce more energy. That is well known. But now the question is how to build in space. So one of the key challenges to overcome is how to assemble, how to launch, and how to deploy such a large structure. It is not so easy to build a huge solar panels and put it in the orbit. It is not so easy. A single solar power station may have to cover as much as 10 square kilometers, that is equivalent to 1,400 football pitches. That one space station, what we are having in space, that is the size of a one football pitch. So we need 1,400 football pitch size solar panels to build this one. So using lightweight materials, in order to build this, we need a lightweight material. So it is not so easy to assemble, easy to launch. So materials will also be critical as the biggest expenses. That will be the cost of launching is also very expensive, and in order to put it in the space. So we are currently reliant on materials from Earth. So we need to take everything from Earth. But scientists are also considering the using resources from space for manufacturing, such as materials that was found in the moon. That is in future. They can think that they can bring some materials from moon and they can make it, they can use out of it. One proposed solution is to develop a swarm of thousands of smaller satellites we can build a smaller satellites, smaller power stations that will come together and configure to form a single or a large solar generator. So what are the challenges we need to, in order to bring it back, in order to build this one, we have a lot of hurdles. We need to take a lot of challenges. So what are those challenges? In 2017, researchers at the California Institute of Technology that outlined the design for a modular power station that consisting of thousands of ultralight solar cell tiles, that one tile that demonstrated the prototype tile that weighing just 280 grams per square meter, that is similar to the weight of a car. That the other advantage, we can take it as 3D printing. We can exploring a new manufacturing techniques for printing ultralight solar cells on a solar cell that was proposed by the University of Liverpool in US. What do you mean by solar cell? Solar cell is like a small, foldable, lightweight, and highly reflective membrane that can be coated on the solar cells that is capable of harnessing the effect of the sun's radiation pressure to propel a spacecraft forward without fuel. So without fuel, we can forward the spacecraft by using this solar light. So this method would enable to construct the power stations in space. It could one day be possible to manufacture and deploy units in space from the International Space Station. I will come back to this point some slides later. What is the International Space Station, how it looks. International Space Station or the future lunar gateway station that will orbit the moon. We can take this advantage, and these are all the challenges we need to face in order to build the power station in space. So how to, other ways we will build, everything will be built. In case, suppose if you build that, how to receive it on Earth? Is it so easy? It is never going to be easy. But one of the major challenge ahead will be getting the power that transmitted back to Earth. That is a major challenge. The plan to convert that electricity from the solar cells into energy waves and to use electromagnetic field to transfer them down to an antenna on the Earth's surface. So we need to follow several steps to get the energy into the Earth. The antenna would then convert the waves back into electricity so that we can get that energy, electricity, so that we can use it. But researchers led by the Japanese Space Agency have already developed designs and demonstrated an orbiter system which should be able to do this. We can build this, we can convert this energy back to electricity by using some technique that was demonstrated by the Japanese Space Agency. They have already proposed it and they worked it on. There is still a lot of work to be done in this field. It is not so easy, but researchers in China have designed a system called Omega, which they aim to have operation by 2050. This long way to go, long way to go. We cannot build it in a year, but there is a long way to go. This system should be capable of supplying 2 gigawatt of power into Earth grid. So to produce that much power with solar panel on Earth, you would need more than 6 million of them. So it is not so easy to bring it back to Earth. But we can imagine, you can propose a lot of ideas, but in reality, it is not so easy to bring it. It's not so easy to build it and bring it back to Earth. There are several hurdles, there are several challenges, but life is a challenging. We need to challenge it, we need to take it as we demonstrate. But what do you mean by International Space Station? This is the International Space Station. These are the solar panels that can receive the sun solar rays and that can be running through the solar panels. But it started building in 1985 and it was not built in a year. That took long period, about 15 to 20 years to build this international. How they built? They haven't built the whole structure. They have assembled it one by one and they bring it to the space and they build it together. Now it looks like the complete picture, complete structure of the international. This is the size of a football, one football piece. But in order to build the space solar panel, we need 1,400 space stations like this. It is not so easy to build. They have struggled a lot to build the one space station. There are several successes and they have unsuccessful as well. So in order to build it, it's not so easy, but this is a challenging, but most of the researchers and scientists are moving towards it. Inside this, that looks like this one, where we can, the scientists can do real research in space. This was built by the Japanese, that is called Kibo. Kibo means hope. So how it looks like, this is the size of a football field ground. There are 16 countries involved to build this. Only one country never built this. So we have a collaboration in the space agency and several countries, several companies, they involved to build this. Unfortunately, we Indian company, our ISRO has not involved to build this. Hopefully in future, we are the competitors for the space station. So there will be about 6 astronauts, crews. That speed is about, as I mentioned, 7.8 kilometers per second. That is moving the orbit in 28,000 kilometers per hour so that it can orbit the Earth. So this is about 400 kilometers away from the Earth's surface that orbit the Earth in 90 minutes. It takes one round of Earth. It will take 90 minutes. That means per day, it will take 16 laps. 16 times it will orbit the Earth. So for example, if you start from India, so you can visit India or America 16 times a day. That weight is about 420 small cars weight, that is 420 tons. But in order to build this one, it's not so easy. We have to assemble it one by one so that it gives the clear structure of the one football field size space station. So as we are thinking in order to build these solar power stations in space, it is not so easy to build it. But if you visit space, there will be a lot of physical changes. That I can give a couple of examples. I am going to end my presentation. And that is the physical, one of the main thing is physical changes. If you go to space, there is a lot of, he's Dr. Mamoru Mori from Japanese astronaut. He was on board in 1996. This is before going to space. He was looking very healthy and very shining and very comfortable. But after coming back from Earth, you can observe his face is a little bit dark. He was not looking happy. But once they come back to Earth, they will be not produced to the public, or they are not able to go to the family. They will be under medical observation for certain period. But if doctors certify that he is okay to release to the public, then only he can go to family and he will be released to the public. Otherwise, they will be under medical observation. What is the reason behind this? What is the reason for these changes? So that changes may be the gravity is going to reduce or the pressure effect. For this, we can also give the reason that there is a gravity effect, isolation. They are far away from the family, and most of the time they will be, not most of the, every time, almost all time, they are in the closed environment. There may be a space radiation, and that is the distance from the Earth about 400 kilometers away from us. But this is recently, means in 2014, I used to meet him every year during the conference. I met him in 2014, that was the recent one. So his age was about 62 years. He was looking very healthy, very comfortable, very shy. So during his visit, he was under medical observation, but after I met him after 20 years, but he was very healthy. But we can come back, we can challenge the things in life. So what is the life in space? Is it by visiting there, by building there, it is not so easy. We have to challenge. So what kind of food they take in space? They take normal food, but that should be ready to eat. They cannot cook it, but they don't have a kitchen. I mean, they have a kitchen, but that should have a ready to eat food. What kind of cloth they wear? They can wear normal clothes when they are on board, but once they want to go out the environment and temperature and the radiation, the bath, in space, they cannot use liquids. Water will not be in the form of water. That will become a jelly. Then you can ask how astronauts are surviving without drinking water. I mean, they drink water, but that will be in the form of jelly itself. So bath, yeah, I will show some of the videos. It is a very challenging. They cannot use water. If they want to get shampoo or if they put soap, they have to get the tissue paper or a towel to wipe their body. They cannot use water in space. Then the challenging thing is toilet. How do they go to toilet? So this is a challenging thing, right? The toilet contains itself will be like a vacuum pump. So that will suck everything and keep away. So this is the video you can show. It can give the details about the. Yeah, then they have to face a lot of problems by sleeping. They will not have much sense how they are sleeping. I mean, up and down, or horizontal, vertical. They don't have a sense at all there. So how do they sleep? This is the one video. You can see the sleeping cabin. Yeah, that is about this thing. But by seeing this video, you can imagine that how much problem they have to face. It is not so easy to build something in space, and it is not so easy to go to space. So in order to overcome all these problems, they need to have some exercise as well. As you have seen in the previous slide, they will have a face, I mean, physical changes. In order to avoid those, they need to have some exercise, that is, like they need some physical exercise as well in order to be a healthy. So this is the video they what they can do. So as I mentioned, there will be no gravity. I mean, gravitational force will be reduced so that astronauts can move the things thousands or hundred or 1,000 pounds with their fingertips. There is no density difference in space. So you can watch this video, how they are moving the things. Yeah, this is the things they have to do it in space. And what are the other things? Cleaning, I mean, they have to do by themselves because they will be eating, moving around, and they have to do by themselves. And how about they, if they get sick? If they get sick, among the 4 or 5 astronauts, one of them will be a doctor. He will take care of the other astronauts. But if the doctor gets sick, the others will also be trained, but every medicine, they will take everything from this, from Earth. But if they get sick, they can get the advice from the from Earth. So how about the entertainment? Here on Earth, we do a lot of entertainment. I mean, we watch movie, listening music, visiting family, going for sightseeing everywhere, right? So what about in space? Will they get real entertainment? Yeah, within a limited period or a limited space, they do, I mean, entertainment. They listen music, they watch movies, and they do, I mean, sports as well. If we Indians go there, definitely we would like to play cricket or a kabaddi. But what, I mean, most of them are Americans there, Americans or Russians or Europeans, but they like to play baseball. So just watch this video, how they are engaging their free time. So he hit 6. So that's why he is excited and he was showing to everyone. Yeah. So what is the other reason? So there will be a lot of physical changes if you visit, I mean, go to space. So this is the normal RBC in the human body. But if you visit a space for about 3 months, then you can see the anemic amount of RBC. The number of red blood cells will decrease by about 15% after a 3-month stay in space. But if it reduces, then what are the other problems they have to face? The change in blood volume affect your heart. If you have less blood volume, then your heart does not need to pump as hard. It also takes less energy to move around the spacecraft because it no longer has to work as hard. Your heart size will be shrink. So that will become a very small size. So these are some of the challenges we have to face in space. But whenever you do a research, we take rodent or animal. So why do we take animals? So in space also they research on animals. So why? What is the reason? So just you can watch this video.
Spaceflight causes many changes in human health. Understanding these changes is important when planning for human exploration beyond low Earth orbit and for managing health and disease on Earth. There are components of rodent biology that are directly related to human biology. Almost every gene found in humans so far has been found in a closely related form in the rodent. We can use the rodent research model for understanding human changes in space. Because changes occur more quickly in rodents, we can study these changes more effectively. On the space station, the rodents will live in a specifically designed habitat. Researchers use both similarities and differences between humans and rodents to gain insight into changes brought about by spaceflight. These insights can improve the health of astronauts and those of us on Earth. Rodent spaceflight studies have already contributed to pharmaceutical development for treating osteoporosis. The knowledge and applications that we gain from rodent research in space are limitless and promising for those in space and on Earth.
Yeah, this kind of research are going on in order to, yeah, this is one of the bullet train that is in Japan, and they also have a collaboration with the Indian government, and they are taking this project building, to develop the the superconducting train, that is a Shinkansen bullet train, even in India. So for this we need electricity, right? So we are about to start this project, and hopefully we will get it soon. So in order to, by using, the space environment, either we can build the space station or the solar panels, or we can synthesize by using the space environment. So this is just, I will give one example, then I will wind up my talk. This is the high refractive index glasses, the electronic application. This is synthesized by using the space environment. This is the barium titanate glass. You can dope the other rare earth elements by making a color. By making color, you can use it as for the electronic industry as well, and you can use it as a gemstones. Like you can use it for the finger rings or earrings or whatever the ornament you want. Use it as a gemstones as well. So what is the advantage? What is the different property you are going to get it by using the space environment? So this is, if you are going to prepare this kind of a ball, glass ball, in about 6 to 7 millimeter, that can be directly used for the application of camera lenses, endoscopy lenses, and for your mobile lens as well. So what is the reason behind it? So the reason behind it, whatever the glass we use for the window glass, I can give you an example like window glass. So that has a refractive index of, as we know, the refractive index, the well-known, highest known refractive index is diamond, that is about 2.4. So the window glass what we use for the construction, that is having a refractive index of 1.5 to 1.7. So what is the difference between the space environmentally prepared sample and the earth sample? So here the samples taken or the prepared in a space environment, that is having a refractive index that is close to diamond. That indicating that we can replace the diamond in future by utilizing this environment, by making these advanced materials. Not only this one, we are also trying to make a silicon solar cells by using the space environment. So how we can make a silicon balls that can be placed in the solar cells like this. This is the picture taken in the internet. So these spheres, what we prepare, watch this video. Yeah, in space, everything will be floating. So likewise, this is also floating by utilizing the space technology or the environment, we can make these spherical sphere silicon solar cells and we can directly use it for the solar panels. So either we can build or we can utilize the space environment for the solar power application. So what is the advantages of space solar power? The unlike oil, gas, ethanol, what we use here, coal plant, this space solar power does not emit greenhouse gases. Unlike coal and nuclear plant, space solar power does not compete for or depend upon increasingly scarce fresh water resources. And unlike nuclear power plant, space solar power will not produce hazardous waste. Unlike terrestrial solar and wind power plant, space solar power is available 24/7 in a huge quantity. And unlike nuclear power plant, space solar power does not provide easy targets for terrorists. And space solar power can also be used for desalination of sea water. So these are some of the advantages we can take out from building a space solar power stations. So we have a lot of source on Earth, but in space there is a limited source. We don't have much source. We have to take everything, any materials you want to take or you want to build it in space, you have to take it from Earth. But one of the examples I can give as water, you don't have any source in space, but we have a lot of water source on Earth, but astronauts or scientists, what they are doing is they are recycling water by using urine or sweat. So this is the video you can watch how they are recycling water. Yeah. Among, I mean, this is the last slide, can show. Yeah, among the other things. So we can do space biology as you are a, I mean, the host was the veterinary college. So just I would like to show one video. They are also doing space biology in space. So you can just watch this video, how the frogs or fish, they act in space.
It's the year 1992. Space Shuttle Endeavour is on its second mission, gathering info to help aid humans in long-term space travel. Aboard the ship, the effects of weightlessness on amphibians is being studied. The total of 4 aquatic frogs that were brought along for the ride.
This is a frog. You can see the movement of the frog. It is not going, I mean, it's not able to hold. It's keep on rotating.
This is their first checkup since takeoff. Aside from a bit of the butterfinger fumble, they appear to be in good shape. They certainly aren't the most graceful of space ballerinas, but that's a no-brainer. What researchers are most interested in is whether or not gravity is the normal fertilization of frog eggs and tadpole development, which may give insight into how we might one day reproduce in the cosmos. As it turns out, the results from this experiment show.
So this is fish. So you can see that fish is not able to move properly. I mean, it's instead of that, it starts rotating.
That a vertebrate can ovulate in the virtual absence of gravity, and the eggs are capable of developing to a free living stage. But that's not the coolest thing to come from all this. The tadpoles, it's the year.
Yeah. Apart from this, they are also growing the space garden. That's a young sunflower plant, lettuce, and illustrate. What is the advantages of growing this one? That can consume it as a food and to provide a refreshing atmosphere for the astronauts. And plant can metabolize carbon dioxide in the air to produce valuable oxygen and can help to control the cabin emission. But it's not so easy to grow the plants in space. We need to take care of several factors. So those are like effect of gravity on root development and providing appropriate types of lighting, and a nutrient supply is also required for roots, and microbiological interactions of soil-based substrates. So these are the challenges we need to take to grow the plants. So from this talk, I can say that you can save ozone, save ourselves. This picture itself shows our future. But if you destroy environment, if you destroy energy, but we need to face the same problem, we may have to back the plant on our back so that we can move around. So we should not come to this stage. So for this, what I can say is save trees and plant trees. The best time to plant tree was about 20 years ago, but it is not too late. The second best time is now, so that you can save trees and plant trees. So if you have any questions, just wake up and get it for the answer. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Sir, thanks a lot, sir, for your illustrative talks with videos, photos, and it was really amazing. We being from the life science, really explored as some of the very good features of space science, and even the new space technologies with the picture real representation you have given us a very good insight, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. And total of 3 questions are there, sir. Kindly
please.
the questions, sir, please. So the first question is whether Coriolis force acting in opposite direction in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere affects satellite orbiting. How this Coriolis force is negated?
I mean, we can control it's not going, satellites are not far away from us, right? So it is about 300 or about 300 or about 200 to 300 kilometers away from us. So we can easily control that one, but it is not the fact that northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. So that we can easily track that. So that is not at all a big deal for that.
Yeah. The second question, please, sir. You have shown adverse effects after living in space. Is there any positive change, means improvement in health conditions that a person will show after living?
Definitely. I mean, that problem will have, initial stage, it was about 20 years back, right? So from that stage, they are studying one by one. Initially, they were having, a lot of problems, as I show in the physical changes, bone growth, muscle growth, everything. But once the time passes, they knew that these are the problems will happen. So then they started building one by one. They want to rectify one by one by by advancing and introducing the exercise to the astronauts so that they can recover very soon.
Yeah, sure, sir. The last question is, what is the lifespan of a space station?
So it was, I mean, it was launched about 20 years ago. It was about to, I mean, that's why in 2 years, but somehow they are going to extend it for a couple of years. But I don't know the exactly, but initially it was for 20 years. But next, once it has gone, then the second International Space Station that is coming out, that is called Chinese Space Station. They are building their own space station, and in future we have to rely on the Chinese space station.
Sir, thanks a lot for being with us in this platform. You have given a very good elaborative talk with illustrations and all. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for giving me an opportunity.
Sure, sir. This is the end of the webinar. Before closing out, we shall do the vote of thanks. Really, on behalf of Veterinary College, we are very much happy to do this webinar under the funding by the KREDI. First of all, I would like to give respect to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, S.T. Narayan Swamy sir. Even though in his busy schedule, he has given importance to this webinar and topic of this webinar, and has given a very good elaborative note to us. And thank you very much, sir, for being with us. And I like to respect Dr. Shivkumar MC, our Dean, and constant support. And I can say each word and anything and everything to our Dean, sir, for being with us. Thank you very much, sir. And I also like to respect Dr. H.P. Budappa, sir, MD, KREDI, Government of Karnataka, for being with us in the platform and for giving the financial assistance to our college and for this webinar. Thank you very much, sir. And I request Dr. Shri Shyam Sundar Subbarao, sir, and the Dr. Vijay Kumar MS. I am very much thankful for both of you people for being with us. Really, our college will look upon you for furthermore talks and speeches and the knowledge sharing with our college. Thank you very much, sir. And also, I respect all the colleagues and the participants for being with us for 2 hours plus. And thank you very much for each and everyone.